Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be taking you guys through a custom radiator cover hack which is for our hallway. Now some of you may remember that we already did a custom radiator cover for our hallway. We built this modern slatted radiator cover, so why are we doing a new one? Well, the radiator in our hallway had a leak and unfortunately it damaged the radiator cover and it wasn't salvageable, so we had to get rid of it. The leak is all fixed. It was a really tiny thing, but just very annoying. So I had two options. I either was gonna make the exact same one again or try something new. So we're gonna try something new. I will say we had so many comments about the previous radiator cover that we did about how it would hold too much heat in, blah blah blah. I can confirm it did not hold any more heat in than a normal radiator cover. We loved the design. We thought it was actually really practical. So I would definitely recommend, if you do like that kind of style, go check out that video because I took you through exactly how I made it and everything. I still love it. I just want to try doing something new. Anyway, let's talk about what we're working on today. I wanted to do something that was super beginner friendly, that literally anyone could do. And I actually found this radiator cover online. I will link the exact one that I got in the description. Now there is nothing wrong with this radiator cover, but I want to level it up and make it look a little bit more high-end. So this is how we're going to do it. Step one, we are going to be building the radiator cover, but we won't be adding this front panel to it. We're going to give the frame a lick of paint to match the rest of our decor. Then we're going to be adding a custom material to the front to give that bespoke look. You'll have to stay tuned to see what material we go for, but it's super easy to work with, budget friendly, so let's get started.
I was feeling down till you came around, lost under the clouds, only gray skies. I know they always say this never happens, but it happened. It's what they say, but it did. I know they always say this never happens, but it happened. I know it's what they say, but it did.
Right guys, so as you saw, I built this radiator cover last night. Sorry if the lighting was awful in that footage, but it was literally just like getting it done as of an evening. It was really easy to put together and actually quite sturdy. Definitely the best quality radiator cover I've put together, and I've had a few over the years. I wanted to show you exactly why I haven't included the slats, and these are the slats. So they're kind of like really thin, flimsy MDF panels that you kind of have to like attach together at the back. Don't get me wrong, these aren't awful at all, but I do feel like when it comes to getting pre-built radiator covers, that, in my opinion, is normally what lets it down, is the slats. The actual frame of it itself, really nice. I actually quite like the colour. I'm going to paint it, obviously, because it's not going to fit with what we've got in our house at the moment. But the reason I went for this one is actually because you'll see there aren't any of those grooves in the side panels here. That seems to be pretty standard on a lot of radiator covers, is they have that little groove, which I think gives it more of a traditional look. I'm not saying that's bad whatsoever, but obviously it just does not fit with our house. So that's the reason I went for this one. It's a nice kind of flat modern design. Plan for today is we are going to be painting. So I actually have some of this paint left over from our bedside table video. If you've not seen that, I will link that here, because I tried out this paint, which is the Rust-Oleum washable matte furniture paint. It primes, paints and seals all in one product, which for a lazy girl like me is absolutely perfect. I got it in the shade Steamed Milk, which is the perfect, very light, neutral, greyish colour. And yeah, we've had this on our bedside table for maybe like a month now. It feels really good quality. So would definitely recommend. I'm going to use up what I already have. Application wise, I'm going to be using a paintbrush to get into all of the nooks and crannies, and then I'm going to be rollering it out with a foam roller so we don't get any paintbrush marks.
Waking up in my bed, you're still stuck in my head. I'm not even hungover. I wanna call your phone, tell you what you did wrong, then ask you to come over. Not very good with decisions, know what's right, but I don't listen. I don't. And I complain and dismiss it, then I keep on reminiscing. I know, baby you're bad, baby you're bad, baby you're bad, baby you're bad for business, baby you're bad, baby you're bad, baby you're bad, baby you're bad for business, baby you're bad for business. Not good with consequence. I find myself back again, crying on your shoulder. No, it's not good for me, but I still want your body. So dumb, but it's not over. Not very good with decisions, know what's right, but I don't listen. I don't. And I complain and dismiss it, then I keep on reminiscing. I know, baby you're bad, baby you're bad, baby you're bad, baby you're bad for business, baby you're bad, baby you're bad, baby you're bad.
Okay guys, so the frame is all painted, took a couple of coats, I've left it dry for ages because we have been waiting for the material to do this centerpiece here. Before I get started on that, I want to put in a massive disclaimer about radiator covers. Right, so any kind of radiator cover, whether you get it from 𝐷𝑗𝐻, whether you make it yourself, a radiator cover is always going to block out some of the heat. So obviously best case scenario, you don't have a radiator cover on, but obviously radiators aren't always the prettiest thing. So just bear that in mind. I'm not saying that this isn't going to block out any heat, because it probably will, but it's not going to block out all of the heat. The radiator this is going on is actually our hallway one. The thermostat for that radiator is actually in our lounge. So having a radiator cover on that radiator is not going to affect the heat output or throw it off kilter or anything like that. So it'll be fine. And then also, if anyone is wondering how we will be able to access the little dial or anything like that, we are personally not going to be attaching this to the wall. It does come with a kit if you do want to attach it to the wall. If you have kids, I would recommend. We do not have kids, so we will not attach it to the wall, which means we can simply just pull it away, get to all the pipes if we did need to, and put it back. I had a lot of comments on my last video about how much it blocked out the heat, and in all honesty, the last radiator cover we did, I did not notice that it was any colder in there. The radiator cover didn't seem to hold any heat. I think as long as you've got, like, there's a big gap here, there's a big one at the bottom. I'll show you what we're going to put on this front panel. I don't think that's going to hold in too much heat whatsoever, but obviously a radiator cover does retain a little bit more heat than if you weren't going to have one. So just bear that in mind, and no more comments about how much it holds in the heat. Anyway, moving on to what we're going to do with this area. I haven't actually spoken to you guys about the whole kind of like aesthetic vibe I want to go for, and I've been through so many different options trying to figure out what is the easiest, is going to look the best, and also be cost effective, and also be good enough to let like as much heat out as possible. Back and forth, back and forth. These are some images of kind of different looks that I liked the look of, which is basically this kind of tone on tone, a little bit of texture. You can't see the radiator, but maybe something with a weave that kind of lets the air flow out a little bit. I saw a lot of things with rattan, like the kind of cross weave rattan, and any kind of like cane rattan vibe is quite expensive. I did look at like a bleached kind of, I can't what they call it, like a raffia, I think. It looks really, really nice, but very expensive unless you have it imported from elsewhere, which obviously takes a long time. And it's not the easiest to work with, so I've heard. So I've come up with what I think is a pretty good compromise. I have Hessian fabric. So from my research, basically you don't want to put any, what is the word? You want to go for like a natural fabric, like a cotton or something like that. Anything that's got man-made like polyester or anything will really hold on to that heat, but a natural type fabric is actually the best to go for. I managed to find this one. I got it actually on eBay, but it's from a store called Lush Fabrics. So this obviously doesn't look like your typical Hessian, which is normally a browny kind of beige color. This one is actually a cream one. So as you can see, it's got a really open weave. So there's holes for kind of like air to flow on through. And I think it will look really, really good. And you can see the colors are so similar. So that tone on tone look that I'm going for, I think it's gonna look really good with this. The good thing about the store I ordered from, you get a really good size sample. So I actually got a sample of this beforehand. This was £1, and then the fabric to cover all of this was £6. So this is a super cost effective way to do it. Obviously you guys are gonna see how I'm gonna be attaching it, but basically we're gonna go flip this over and we're gonna attach it with some staples. I got some more staples for my staple gun because the ones I had already were too long. So you wanna make sure your staples aren't too long so they're not gonna go all the way through. But really quick, easy, we're just gonna flip the radiator cover over, line it out, staple it on and make sure it's pulled nice and tight, trim off the excess, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like.
Got a dopamine rush, got a major league crush when you're next to me. Got my heart upon my sleeve, can I hide the way I feel when you're next to me, girl? Got the kick in every move and I fought it's like a fool for you, for you. Wish I knew just what it was, but why should I make a fuss? Just stay next to me, girl, next to me, girl. Something special, don't know why, something special that I like about you, about you. There's a mystery entwined, something bigger to define about you.
Okay, the radiator cover is in situ, styled up, and this is how it turned out.
Got me under lock and key, but I don't wanna be free when I'm next to you. You're like honey to a bee, I go crazy for the sweet when I'm next to you, girl. Got the kick in every move and I fought it's like a fool for you, for you. It might seem that I'm dumb, but it's you that's got me stunned. Stay next to me, girl, next to me, girl.
Okay, so here is the finished radiator cover. We are super happy with this. So the color we went for, Rust-Oleum steamed milk, it's basically very subtle, but it's a perfect kind of like greyish color. So nice and neutral. The tone on tone, we're a pretty close color match with this. The only thing I will say, it's kind of hard to tell because obviously the sun's coming in, is there is like a mark on the fabric. I should have rolled the fabric out properly and inspected it before I attached it. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to get it off, or yeah, it's a natural fabric, so I'm not sure what it is. That's the only thing. I might need to put a couple more staples along the bottom bit here, just where it's gaping a little bit. But apart from that, we are so happy with how this has turned out. Styled it up with a little rediffuser, a plant. We've got our little key catch-all dish there and a nice mirror above it, but it fits absolutely perfectly with all of our decor and everything. I will have to let you know how we get on with the temperature. I think it'll be absolutely fine, to be perfectly honest. And just, I don't think I've said before, you're so cute. You're so cute, aren't you? I don't think I said before, but this radiator cover did come with a fixing kit. If you have kids, I would recommend obviously fixing it to the wall. We do not have children. These are our children down here, and they're not going to pull it away from the wall. If we do want to get to the little radiator dial, whatever you want to call it, we can just pull it away from the wall. It's not attached. Oh, they're so cute. And that is a wrap on our super easy radiator cover hack. Let me know what you guys thought of this one. Which one is your favorite, the slatted design or this new design? Obviously, if you already have a kind of standard design radiator cover in your home, this is a really, really good way to give it a new lease of life and transform it. Or obviously you could pick up a bargain on Facebook Marketplace. That was my original intention, but the one that I ended up getting, which was brand new, was very, very affordable. It's a super good price point. Like I said, I will leave everything linked in the description in case you want to give this hack a go for yourself. Don't forget to subscribe for more DIY hacks and home and interior content, and I will catch you guys in the next one.